No. No. I mean, you've got Clockwork Sky. That's the only Clockwork Sky
Well,
Void
we
Spirit.
saw it
I think
last
that's
game,
the only
John.
Tricore. Yeah,
We saw
that's
it
the only
last
true
game.
set of
It didn't
heroes.
do anything.
I mean, they won. They still
Yeah, I
won.
mean,
So,
I
so
don't know
you
if they
know,
felt like they really won after that game, John. It was a very messy game, but
yeah, you got to thank Mac for that one. Honestly,
yeah,
they've got to.
it was a mess, that one. Still, I mean, look, the Skywrath obviously very lane dominant, right? We can both agree on that. It does dominate the
Yep,
lane,
yep, yep.
sort of like an Enchantress,
Hmm.
but it feels like after you get past that laning stage, it just doesn't do anything.
Mm. Yeah, it really falls off a cliff for a while, and then it skyrockets back. It's a weird bounce back for that hero. I think you have more activity with the Lifestealer Clock combo though, so the Sky can kind of follow up in that initiation. You
Yeah.
have more activity here from Jackie compared to his Drow, which just farmed as much as possible and just split push. So there's some more fighting potential here. Last pick is going to be interesting. Now, they have left the Tidehunter for MG.Trust so far, but they might just last pick a Fearless here in the end. So we'll see if MG.Trust will want to sneak the Tide here for Masaros. I have missed the dad bod Tide. Maybe it makes its
We
appearance here, so we can be treated to it.
we've seen it so many times today, John.
You miss it. You miss it after a 1 hour game. It's refreshing to see it back. It's a sight for sore eyes because of how long. Would you rather last pick techies, huh?
No, no, I would not. I guess you're right, John. Just bring the Tide back. We don't want to risk the techies.
Yeah, I
By the
mean,
way,
look.
I was thinking
Hmm.
about it, and I guess the Skywrath with the Ancient Seal is going to be quite valued this game. In all fairness,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, on the Morphling, it's gonna be annoying. Like
even
that
the
might force Lincoln's build up.
everyone though, even the Mirana Bane, right? Like they do
Mm.
not like getting silenced, and
Oh yeah.
it does give you a long range kind of way to deal with the Fiend's grip.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
apart from that, though, it feels like you could have chosen anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's still it has that issue where Sky's niche is kind of filled by better heroes. So
Yeah,
again, it's so hard for me to say that though when MG.Trust won. So it's like, but they did make it work. So they know what they're doing. Now, what I want to see is what they plan here because they ban out the Ember. So that's telling me they might just want the Void Spirit mid for Fearless and maybe opt for a last pick off lane here, but
perhaps.
they're not going to the Tide. Come on, Masaros must be yelling at them. Just give me Tide, please.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like a great Tide game though, John.
It's not. It's not. To be fair. Okay,
All
so
right.
it's the two Spirit Brothers Storm coming out. You do not have the best hold at the same time, though. You do have Fiend's Grip here. There are some ways to counteract the Storm. We'll see what Fearless can do. It's gonna be a back and forth one for the Storm. But Adroit now have to find the laner that deals with that Swarm Spirit here.
Let's see who it's gonna be. I mean, Storm has been. It's rather weak in the current meta. It's obviously it's still Storm. Like if you get a good start, you just kind of become unstoppable. But
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Adroit, they should have plenty of time to deal with this Storm in this last pickup.
Huh. Honestly, I'd like a Zeus. Just so I can finally shut up about Bloodseeker Zeus. I do want a Zeus. I think that's pretty okay. The laning is 50-50 though. It's not a complete dominator over the Storm. You can kind of run it that way, but you will need rotations from your Bane Mirana regardless of what you pick up here for a droid. I just
There's no
hmm,
way it's a Zeus though. Like
no.
you just zip in
Not
on the
into
Zeus every
Sky.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Not with a Sky as well. But it would be dank. I just want to see Bloodseeker Zeus. Come on. I want a Blood Rage, Thunder God's Rat,
Yeah, but
Nimbus.
then you need the Spectre though. On top of that, if you really wanted
That's
to,
true.
yeah,
That's true. It's
you
not
don't want to do
there.
it with the
Not
Morphling.
there. Nope. Nope. It's not the same. You're right. We'll save that for another game. We'll save it
Yeah,
for another game, boys. Thinking hard though.
yeah.
Hmm.
This mid pickup is seeming to be a bit confusing for them. We see the Ember would have been nice.
Yep. Yep. taken out. I don't think you want something like the Puck or Quap in this case. It is fairly active, but honestly, a lot of mid heroes just hate the Sky Rat in the pool. So it's really tricky. And Adroit dipping really deep here.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I
Okay.
was gonna say that I thought Motivate.Trust could have gone the Earth Spirit route,
hmm
but
hmm
why the hell not? Adroit. They pick up the what should be the mid Earth Spirit.
Yep. Yep.
It is a
Mr. Mac.
core Earth Spirit at the very least, John, which makes me very happy. And let's see how it pans out.
Yeah. It's a second game. Can be a good back and forth. The lanes here for MG.Trust not as wacky as they are. Boombell Clock, Q on the Sky again, Fearless and Storm up against, we should be up against Mac Earth Spirit, which is something to watch out for, although there's the chance Nico is going to take mid instead. So I think you kind of can make that happen. Lots of key timings here. You want to see Adroit play fast with a Bane Mirana. Nightmare Arrow has to come out, win out those lanes, win out the rotations mid. There is not much a Storm can do once that gets set up, unless his supports are right in point to break off the Nightmare. It should be a straightforward set of kills. So I want to see Adroit play faster here, find those early kills, build up. They have the lineup to get that done. The only slow hero they have is that Morphling of MCY, and you just buy space for it. Really good lineup to make that happen. MG.Trust, they have two great vehicles for a life stealer, Storm and Clock. So you have options there for Jackie. And they also have a bit of a more active core for Jackie. Armlet timing for him is going to be key. And then we'll see how they build up from there.
See how it works out. Game number 2. Very intrigued to see how this mid lane pans out between Mac and, of course, Fearless. We have seen it before, I believe. It's for Fearless, it's just trying to avoid getting kicked back into the tier 1 tower prior to that 6 mark.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac's a tanky Earth Spirit. I am pretty sure he should be just fine, you know, maintaining himself in the lane.
Yeah, he's got ways. We've seen the Earth Spirit versus Storm a couple of times, and you can kind of make it work. I don't see this as a complete washout for Fearless. Mac has ways of playing around it. I think the importance really lies on the other lanes, how much boom he can get done with his Mirana, who has a really ugly mount. That is not eye-pleasing at all. I don't like it. Eh.
It is weird, isn't it, this one? It kind of looks like a Keeper of the Light mount, almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be some aquatic lion fish thing. Fish
Yeah.
don't have feet, though. So,
No.
I know what it's supposed to do. It's getting me upset, Mike, just looking at it. So I'll just ignore Boomy's existence for now. No
enough.
scuffle over these runes. Maybe just a scout out. Yeah, nah. So, yeah, a lot of importance on those lanes. A lot of importance on the pause 4 to get work done. And you can see Adroit starting with an early tri lane. Although Boomy looks like he might not. He's just going to grab rune. We'll see if they prioritize the Nightmare Arrow. As, you know, when you have the Bane here in this lane, you do expect that play. And they should have good enough damage. Jackie would not want to go level 1 Rage, of course. Boomball would also be a pretty good, easy target to pick up. So let's see how long they maintain that try.
They can just try and go for an early first blood. You know, if you can get the Nightmare to the arrow, it's going to be a pretty nice start.
I think CML showed himself, though. So they know there's a tri lane. Stepping out a bit too far.
It's pretty tough for CML. He's starting with level 1 level 1 Nightmare then.
Yep.
You can't really do too much with that as the Bane at level 1.
Nah. You can be annoying, but that's it. And he goes down bot, of course, where you have Masteros and Q once more. And MCY is off to a smooth start. This is not a very threatening lane until you get Q with the silence. Once you have that silence, you can start to apply some scare potential in MCY. It is an instantaneous silence. So the Ancient Seal is going to cause issues for MCY until the Manta is built up, which is what MCY should be rushing for in this game. Manta's going to be pivotal for him to just survive in these fights.
I do agree. Boombill, meanwhile, top lane is going to chase down Boomy. A lot of damage out with the battery assault. Of course, not quite enough to kill him, but definitely going to force the Mirana out of the lane. And, well, he's got 2 tangos available, so he's going to need at least a salve out. Unfortunately for him, he just brought a stick out, so not expecting that much damage to be committed by the clockwork. Looks like he's gonna have to play a bit safer.
Yeah, it's a slower start. Again, just not finding the arrow plays, and he might be able to isolate Boombill, but nah, too far out. One lane we haven't talked about as well is the development of mid. Mac is falling behind in CS, but is keeping up in EXP, which is, I think, fine. You don't expect to really farm too heavy on that Earth Spirit. As long as you get your level spike, you should be set. He does have early mobility advantage in securing these power runes as well, so Fearless will have to watch his step once the 4 minutes are coming up here.
Oh, top lane, Boombill is probably going to be the first blood, and he is. Boomy, able to take it on the Mirana. Yeah, just was very out of position. Because he did create a lot of space there for Jackie in the top lane by making them chase him like that, but you don't want to give that first blood gold away.
No, definitely not, and that does help Boomy bounce back. Just helping our Mirana really start to escalate. And, you know, Nico at level 3, with level 2 Blood Right, with level 1 Interest, can sustain the lane quite nicely. Jackie, he's not going to be threatening towards Nico. I think Nico's just going to be comfy enough to be left alone now.
Oh, mid lane, Mac, he got very low, but had plenty of stick charges available, so he does manage to just walk away and heal up a little bit. It looks like this Storm Spirit lane is causing him a bit of a headache, though. And, well, naturally, it is going to be a bit tougher, considering you are up against a range hero. But once those power runes do spawn up, he should be alright, considering he does have the role to give him that inbuilt mobility compared to the Storm.
Yeah, that's going to be the key part for Adroit. They need to ensure they find these power runes. They are sort of set up as well with Boomy, but there's a forward ward watching, and Boombill's just going to work his way down now as well.
Yeah, Boombill doesn't have the battery assault right now, so can't really force any leap charges out of that Mirana.
Ooh.
Told you a storm was
More damage
coming.
there from Mac. That's going to make the life of Fearless just a little bit tougher as well. He is almost level 6 though, but he's going to be a little bit cautious about Mac rolling in on you at any moment. And, on bot lane, looks like they do finally end up picking off the Bane. Masaros was able to pick it up on the Void Spirit.
Yeah, and that's something you have to watch out for. The Ancient Seal, the Concussive Shot just enables easier setup into that Aether Remnant, and the damage flying out is pretty big. So you're getting some good farm here for MCY, though. I think if you're the Bane right now, you're fine with this, as your Morphling is getting all the space. You're kind of sacrificing yourself, but it is a pause 5. That is what you expect from that role.
Boombill. Jackie going to try and harass out Nico a little bit. Can't do too much up against the Bloodseeker, it seems. It just sustains himself so well in the lane. I'd say that this might be a real big concern for Adroit, how well Fearless is farming right now.
Yep, it's a bit too smooth. Mac does have his leveled spikes, but now they need to make something happen with it. We haven't seen the rotations of the supports for the Arrow Nightmare. Fearless is just free, and he's fine trading like this.
Yeah. Concussive Shot, Ancient Seal, they've got Mac. He needs to roll away, and Fearless actually going to back off. Interesting. Interesting choice. Maybe he felt like he didn't have the damage, but it kind of feels like he would have.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to be comboed on top. They were aware of the movements of the Mirana, so they kind of just preempt any sort of movement out. And, well,
they go on to Boombill now, but he's going to be alright to walk out of there. There's plenty of heroes in the mid lane. CML's going to show up, gets a nice little D ward in that mid lane, and that'll pretty much be it. It's like Fearless is also going to back off. They might try to make another jump, but Mac looks a lot healthier now. It's going to be a little bit challenging to actually get in on this Earth Spirit. It's going to be just fine to walk away.
Yeah, it's a bit hard. The early aggression we're looking for from Adroit with all of these really mobile heroes isn't quite lining up. Fearless is still pulling ahead into farm here. 10 CS ahead, completely up ahead as well in terms of actual net worth. And they just keep applying pressure on Mac. He can't leave the lane. He can't make anything happen. And Fearless just makes use of that space well. The supports are stuck around this area, but they do smoke up now.
Yeah, they do. Bot lane, however, Nightmare is going to be out onto Masteros with an arrow follow-up. That should mean a dead Void Spirit, but he does have Dissimulate. Won't matter though. MCY able to morph into the Void Spirit, still top lane. They try to go onto Fearless, but he's going to survive and go back in onto Nico, and Nico can't do much about it. Q the one to be able to pick up the kill there on the Skywrath Mage. So we end up with a 2-2 kill score. Fearless still farming extremely well, and apparently he has plenty of stacks to take.
Yep, it's what you like to see here, as his build-up into the Orchid's going to be relatively quick, although
Oh, Fearless messing up a bit there. That'll be a killing spree out for Boomy now. He did get all the gold, which is, I guess, still pretty good, but you definitely don't want to die like that. They're going to turn around, though, with the Ancient Seal onto Boomy, but he will eventually leap away. Nightmare is going to be there from CML, and now Mac going to go after the Skywrath Mage. Arrow is going to whiff. Q's going to turn around onto Boomy, but it won't matter. Mac, he has the damage, and Boom Belt still rushing forward, does have the cogs up. Fearless is going to zip in as well with Masteros to come in. They'll go after the Earth Spirit. Mac cannot get himself out. They do lose Boom Belt in response, but it seems though they don't really mind.
No, Boom Belt's perfectly fine sacrificing himself. You find the kills on that big core down mid. We talked about it being really important for Mac to find that early ramp up. He's still behind. He is still at 7. You've already got 8 and Fearless. They do still maintain these really beautiful forward wards. This is what's enabling Adroit to counteract the farm. They need to get some D wards here if you're an MG.Trust, and they do. Boomball a little bit late, but better late than never. Still finds the gold.
Yeah.
The big thing here for Adroit is you have left MCY alone. So your Morphling is pretty much free farming bot, still slightly behind Fearless and Jackie, but he's having a good ramp up here.
Radiant should look to their top tower.
I like that. In fact, hold that thought. Masteros gonna make the jump in onto CML. Does get a nice pick off, and I was saying, John, I do like the choice made there with that Royal Jelly that Fearless just picked up. Gave one to himself and gave the other one to Masteros over giving it to Jackie. He held it for about 5 seconds, and it's almost like they were having a bit of a discussion as to who gets it. Because the Lifestealer doesn't really need the bonus HP regen and mana. I'd say Masteros is much happier with it.
Cool.
The dire scan.
Environment locks down Boomy, but they do have the control for Masteros, or do they? He does Astral Step out. Yeah, those boulders. He didn't have any spells available.
Oh, Fearless stole the rune as well.
Uh-oh. They roll in after the clockwork. Boombell is going to die anyway. And Fearless, he's just chasing a courier at the moment. Does get CML's courier.
Each brave courier.
2 couriers.
2? Why the hell not? They are worth a fair bit of gold, so you may as well take them.
Yeah, and a bit of a mistake. Adroit, they forced the fight for the bounty rune. They don't get it anyway. They do manage to find a kill, so you're happy, but overall, net worth lead still on the side of MG.Trust. We talked about free farm on MCY. You do have free farm on Jackie as well, so you got to watch that trade you're doing here.
Yeah, you do. Jackie's really free farming though. Like he is well and truly ahead in terms of net worth. Does have the full the armlet on the way. PPs are coming up top though. Boomy gonna try and set up for an arrow, but he'll go after the siege creep with that arrow. Be rather hard to kill off Jackie anyway, and it's actually MG.Trust jumping in from the side, going after Nico first. Roll in from MC, or rather Mac, trying to help out. They are going to be able to find Boom Bell.
Someone lays
Everyone else from MG.Trust is out of there. They don't really get the kill they wanted, though.
Yeah, they force out 5 TPs top, though. And that does kind of free up space in the side lanes. They already tossed Master as bot. Jackie was down mid, trying to get a push out. And bit of a missed opportunity with that first hook shot here for Boom Bell.
Cute.
But, oh,
Tried to go for a solo pick off of MCY. Is going to get punished for it now. It's just been blocked in by MCY and is going to tie for it. Well, mid lane, Jackie. Going to go on to Boomy, but
little hope for
they don't have detection and Boomy got an invis room. So he's going to be alright.
yeah, just scuffles across the map. You are going to get an objective here if you're Adroit. They're shoving in the top. MCY's got the damage. No defense coming out. They did chip away at the bot tier 1, but they're not ready to finish it off in Masteros.
Boomy's stalking him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Saros, go forward and simulate. He has been ruptured up, but he does have help right around the corner.
Shadows take us.
CMO even going to jump in. He does have the Fiend's grip. Won't commit it yet. Mac going to go after the clockwork again while CML looks for a target with that Fiend's grip. Can't quite get one. Instead, it looks like they are going to be just kind of stuck chasing down Boom Bell, even committing the Magnetize for this kill. He does hookshot away, however. Boom Bell, roll in. Does have a TP, waits out the arrow. Still can't really TP because the roll is such a short cooldown, but is buying a lot of time. Eventually, we'll just go down to Boomy. Meanwhile, it's just the MCY. It's morphed into the storm using the Vortex.
Yeah, they did manage to clear out that bot tier 1 from the time bought out by Boom Bell. So in the end, you find an objective, you're happy. It's still pretty good farm being found here by Jackie, but MCY is starting to pull ahead now. Morphling has been left alone for a bit while. He does opt for the Yule's build up for the Purge and the Silence, not the Manta. So just wanting something to purge it off ASAP. This should give MCY some durability here.
I mean, it should. What's Jackie going for? Just the Sange. Guessing it's just the SNY build-up.
Yeah. If not a disarm, but I don't see the value in it against a Morphling specifically when... Although MCY is going for a right-click build, going for that Scotty next. So perhaps a disarm is actually going to be pretty good for Jackie. You also have the Orchid up now on Fearless. So you've got this jump-in potential, but it lines up against that Yule. So MCY is not a very easy target to go for. You need to stack your silences one by one in order to find that kill on the Morphling.
Lane. Mac is going to get jumped 3 different ways. Now, the Bane tried to come in and help out, but he's been silenced up immediately. And Masteros will jump in after that Mirana. That'll be Boomy going down.
Ooh.
3 quick kills out from Motivate.Trust. In fact, they even spotted out MCY on the morph, but he's going to be just fine to get out of there. Still, though, a very nice little engagement out from this Dire side. They are going to be able to get this T1 mid tower out of it.
Yeah, just smooth sailing here for MG.Trust. TPs are coming in a bit too late, and that's one thing you can't underestimate from MG.Trust. They have 3 highly mobile heroes, a lifesteal hero who can infest, so you're talking about 4 heroes on top of anyone at any given time. You have to really watch your spacing here if you're a droid. Try to keep each other covered in your movement and kind of don't break out too far.
Looks like Boom Bell's going to get caught out again on this clockwork. Arrow, of course, going to connect with the Yule setup. They'll roll in with Mac, and that'll be another easy kill onto the clock. Been a bit of a tough game for Mac, though. Sitting at 3, 2, and 3. I'm going to say, even though Boom Bell is dying, it feels like he's just getting a lot of information for his team. It's not a great look, per se. He is 0 and 6, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the side of Motivate.Trust very much, the fact that he's dying quite a bit.
No, it's just, as you said, giving info. It's better him dying than anyone else, and they take the tier 1 end.
Gonna get jumped No silence out, but they get the Vortex there. Hook shot in, but it's not going to be enough. Fearless is already down. Here comes the rest though. Jackie going to jump in with Masaros. They're trying to focus down Mac. Meanwhile, Nico will take down Boombell. And they have finally found Mac. CML going to be in a spot of danger as well, as Jackie does continue chasing, but did not pop the rage. That'll be it. Still a great team fight out for the side of Adroit. They'll happily back out.
2 for 1 coming out for them. They did have to expend their Fiend's Grip, but they found a Storm. That's the biggest kill you could hope for. Fearless, not watching his positioning all too well there, is punished for it. But MG.Trust still maintained his slight net worth lead, 2k ahead. That is down to the fact that Jackie is just given a lot of space here. Halberd up now on our Lifestealer, so he's got a little bit of evasion, better stat resist. Gonna be the Desolator next, and once you have that, Jackie should be able to rip and tear. I do want to see MG.Trust play more with its long-range initiation. They have just find those key pickoffs that they have every single time they've got the hook and they've got everything up. I think you have to play with that, and they do infest into Boombo.
Mid lane, Orchid going to come out from Fearless, but they do have the Yules out still. The 8th of Remnant going to lock him down, and now Mac, he rolled into his own death, it looks like. Nightmare trying to help him out by CML, but it does nothing. Rupture is going to be there out of the Lifestealer, and that will stop the chase, or maybe not. Boombell, a great hook shot in. Mystic Flare, as usual, not really doing too much damage, John, but he is still dropping low. Boombell going to go down. Fearless, though, will turn back around onto Boomy, and now Masaros going to go after the Bane, but no, he'll jump back out. Another successful team fight out for Motivate.Trust. They continue to dominate these big team fights. Jackie going to run onto the triangle very confidently here. To MCY, they're just going to try and man fight together. Trade some hits, just heal each other up, and back out of there.
Yeah, it's a back and forth. Now, the great thing about this for MG.Trust is they don't have the biggest ults to wait for. They can just immediately keep that gank train going if they wanted to. That was a buyback on Boomy as well in his Mirana. So kind of setting that Mirana back by a ton, finding those kills. And they invade the triangle. MG.Trust 4k lead back on their end. You mentioned the durability there, and Nico, he does have that early Hood of Defiance. So this Bloodseeker is not the target you want to go for. With a Mystic Flare, it's going to have to be someone else if you want to find that kill. But so far, MG.Trust has been winning out these trades. Slightly behind in killed score, but it's not the score that matters. It's the net worth and objectives, and they are finding more control on this map.
Yeah, and I'd say they have the better late game as well. You look at that Lifestealer and the Storm, it just seems to be quite a lot to deal with. Hell, even the Void Spirit. I mean, we saw Masaros last game. It's just really going well into the late game with that Void Spirit, but performing probably the best on his team in that game. Boombell getting a very nice hook shot onto 2 heroes, and they're just going to blow them up. Rupture is out. They're going to try and fight this one. Mac getting a nice silence off with a Magnetize, but there's too much damage out from Jackie. The invest in onto Fearless, heals him up a bit. Nico trying to run and will do so. Jackie looks like he'll just chase down CML. Everyone just ignoring the Morphling right now. MCY though getting a mega kill himself. Vortex going to be out onto MCY with the silence, and he is not strength morphing, but he does have Yules up. Still Jackie, chase him down, but he's going to waveform out of there. Morphing back into the Storm. And I believe that was Motivate.Trust that won that team fight, and yeah, it definitely was. 3 for 1, including a dieback on the Bane.
Yep, it's getting a bit tricky now for Adroit. They keep throwing their bodies forward. The blessing here is that MCY continues to live true, but with the U-ults and Ultimate Orb, there's not much the Morph can do by himself, so he needs his team to back him up, although...
Mac gonna roll in, but Jackie, he has the rage. He'll be fine. Jackie's very close to that Desolator now. The Rupture's there. Jackie, no infest, trying to run. Will end up going down. While Fearless also getting caught with the roll, not on target, and they actually kill off Boomy. Fearless, however, very low on mana. Can't fight any longer. See why. Able to pick up another onto Boombell this time around.
Yeah, it's a back and forth again. This time going the way of Adroit. So they find a big kill on Jackie. They punish that life stealer for overextending, and they kind of set themselves up nicely. This is giving MCY space to farm up for his Scotty. Does have enough for the second ultimate orb. The point booster's a bit off though, so we'll see how long exactly it takes. Nico is going for a pipe straight up. Does have the mech running. This is going to really hurt MG.Trust. We're talking about a lot of magic damage here, enabling the burst. You know, you have the storm, you have this void spirit. With the pipe up, it's going to mitigate quite a fair bit of that damage. So MG.Trust has to be aware of that once it's up. Masteros does have his Ags up on the void spirit, so you do have that silence. You have additional ways of following up on MCY, and MCY is going to got to be very disciplined with when he pops the Yules and when he's shifting through his agi or strength.
Smoke up, MG.Trust. Keep going, it seems. Can ignore the regen rune. They don't want to make it too obvious they're around. There's your Deso now, up and ready to go onto Jackie.
Oh.
And they do jump in with a great silence out from Masteros. He's got the Aghanim Scepter up. Now the Vortex is there. That'll be your Mirana already dead. And so will Mac go down on the Earth Spirit. But there is a Void Spirit being Fiend Script up. It just won't matter though. They don't have the damage. MCY could not finish him off in time. Into Nico on the Bloodseeker. Zip in. Fearless does get the Vortex off. And that'll be the fourth one to go down. And Motivate.Trust looking very, very good in this game number 2. They are really dominating this game. Seems like Adroit just don't really have a shot at this.
No, they were forced to go for this awkward build-up in MCY. He felt threatened with the silences. He felt the need to go Yules. What does he do with Yules Scotty? He tickles. You saw how long that Fiend Script managed to go through. You saw the focus on the right click. It just wasn't enough.
Could he not just Manta?
Yeah, he could have. He could have,
Why-
right? But
when does Morph by Yules? I don't...
I wish I could answer. I think he just wanted a very, very, very fast purge. The math would have been a smarter play.
Uh-oh. The problem is when you Yules like that, you give easy Aether Remnants to Masteros.
Yep. I know. I guess the Manta would have been a bit more expensive, but I don't know why MCY feels like he's forced to fight early. His team lineup is made to fight for although.
Well, here we go. Mac is just such a sitting duck once he rolls in. He buys back. He wants to take this team fight. They hook onto the Bane. CML in trouble, but they got Masteros. Good news. Mac. Fearless is getting pretty darn low, is very low on mana, but is just going to walk his way out as MCY going to chase him down on that storm, and Fearless will eventually drop. This buyback is going to pay off. It seems even Jackie now out of position, has no way out of this situation. He has to fight back. The Blade Mail is there onto Mac. He's just going to roll out of there, and Jackie understands he is just guaranteed to die. So the team fight does work out. It costs them a buyback, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, 4 for 2 coming out there. This time for Adroit, keeping themselves in the game. MG.Trust overextending just a tad. Gotta watch their positioning, gotta watch how much they commit. Gonna open up the rush here for Adroit, and you don't have your big cores for at least 40 seconds. That's enough time to maybe clear it out. They are aware with the flares, so perhaps Boombill can sneak in for a steal.
He might try. We've seen Boombill do some pretty risky stuff, and I'd say it's worthwhile for him. It's not like he's worth much gold right now. He's getting the angle. Oh, it's too early. Way too early. Boombill gonna have to walk his way out now. They are gonna lose Masteros as well on the Void Spirit. They're all just rushing in. Fearless will jump in. He does get the Aegis. Fearless gets it done. Boombill still in danger. Still, I mean, I guess it's buying space. Still running away, Fearless, or rather Boombill. Arrow is gonna land. What? Oh, Boombill.
There was a moment as well. Adroit couldn't believe like they rolled in, but Mac was short and they were all walking away for just a split second. But they sacrifice a lot. They sacrifice 2 heroes. They do steal the Aegis, and they found the kill. They got the gold from that. Fearless just on point, and it just kind of lines up. So now they still have a 4K lead in MG.Trust. They can't go for objectives here at Adroit. They're forced to kind of sit back and just redo their plans. Jackie's still top of net worth, has his Bastion now, Mike, so he can really just rip right through. Saving up for the Abyssal. The progression here for MCY is not as fast, and there is a smoke up here from MG.Trust.
MCY doesn't want to get caught out like this. Smoke will break. They know exactly where he's gone. Fearless does get that Orchid off into the Vortex. He is strength morphing, however. Jackie going to focus in on the others. Really just wants that morph, but he's going to be able to morph and rage away. Now Fearless just out of mana. Might have to die and respawn with the Aegis. So he can't really do too much without mana. He's actually trying to die right now, I believe. He gets the Vortex off and does finally go down. Fearless. Back up with 4 HP, full mana. 2 for 1 trade, or rather, 2 for 2 if you count the Aegis, but he did that on purpose.
Yeah, you're sort of okay with it. You only found supports there. MG.Trust, they haven't found bigger targets. They might set their eyes for more, but it's a bit tricky. MCY is just pretty darn durable now, and he is going to have a BKB. So BKB, Yules, and Scotty are going to need to play for a Morphling. It's going to be hard to lock him in. You need this Abyssal up on Jackie to really come in there.
It feels so weird to see Yules morphling. It just feels so strange.
It is. But it's working. MCY, he's 8-0, Mike. See?
I mean, I can't...
See?
I can't, you know, talk badly about it, I guess. He hasn't died.
It's working. He's just always bailed out, and... I mean, I can't say it's fully working because they're still sort of losing map control here. They lost their top tier 2. They lost their bot tier 2 earlier on. MG.Trust still controls the majority of the map, so that's one thing they need to fix. The farm for their other course is really tapered off. Like Mac on this Earth Spirit, he's still making work happen, but he's not kind of scaling anymore in the same way as Masteros is, in the same way as Fearless is. So they're gonna have to kind of work against that. Nico is he saving up for Ags for the charges? It looks like he might be saving for Ags to get 2 ruptures off. That's going to make it harder for Fearless and Masteros to roll around to get their initiation. But smoke up once more, MG.Trust. They want to play with the Infest.
We go. A smoke on smoke. High ground is there for Adroit. They're going to have their smoke broken. Masteros just jumps straight in through 2 of them. Fearless, who are we going for? He does take out Nico. Boombell, however, going to go down to MCY. Masteros gets caught by the Fiend's grip and will also die. And it looks like MG.Trust, they've had enough. No more, they say.
Yeah. It's patience from them. They already blew... well, no, they haven't blown their BKB on Fearless.
Turning back around, they saw MCY go the other way, so they join in now in that team fight. Masteros will buy it back, and they do get it back. Fearless going after Boomy now. Boomy has no leap charges available. Fearless not going to continue the chase, but rather will switch his attention over to MCY. He does have a double damage. Will BKB up as well, but Jackie bashes him straight away. Invis is going to keep him alive, however. Q coming in is probably going to die here on the Skyrath, but CML will also go down, or maybe not. The Nightmare is there, but no, he does go. Hook shot off the mark.
Man,
Yes.
it's just a back and forth between both sides. 3-1, but MG.Trust, they win these fights. They haven't... Well, I mean, they took the top tier 2, they took the bot tier 2, but they can't transition to high ground. There's no Roche to take, so all they can really do is farm. They're getting frustrated by MCY. Like you look at the morph, he's now 10-0, 8 assists. They haven't been able to hammer him in. They're going to need to find a way to get that fixed. They are saving up for some items now. The Abyssal of Jackie that we've been talking about, it's about 700 gold off. So you're going to have that. And you've got the AoE Vortex now Fearless is going to have a mini black hole on hand. That's going to be very important setting the tone of these fights. If Fearless finds a good jump in before the BKBs are popped, you might have enough control to really start to clean up here.
From the void.
Well, Jackie, get that Abyssal up first, and they'll probably start going down towards the side of Adroit for another fight. Looks like he does have it up now. Do they have a smoke? No, they do not. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they were grouped up because they were going to smoke straight after, but they're just, I guess, not feeling very safe on the map at the moment. Perhaps not realizing that they're actually ahead right now.
It has been back and forth. Like I can't blame them for feeling like they haven't gotten as much as they'd want. They're also waiting out for, I guess, a couple of items that can come in. Q's Ags is 2 parts off, 1.2k gold away. So once you have that, you can play. They do infest onto Boom Belt, but there's a Moonlight Shadow here from Adroit.
Infested Boom Belt. Moonlight Shadow through the mid lane. Line is drawn out from Motivate.Trust. They seem to be aware of roughly where Adroit are.
An easy shot.
They got this again. So they know.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Bottom lane is being forced in though by the creep waves. Boomy is going to TP in, but Masteros looking for an angle for the 8th Remnant, but Yules will be there from Boomy.
Yeah, and this is a very long time Jackie's spending inside Beanball. Just staying warm in the tin can. Probably should be farming instead. No, I think this is a bit too much commitment for that. And he did miss out on the sentry. It expired right while he was getting the ward, so he's forced to drop it. Still walking around as a pair. Can they find something?
MCY going to get zipped in on by Fearless. He does force out the BKB charge. That's his 9-second charge being expended. Roshan going to be a long timer here, 3 minutes. They won't be able to rush for the Roshan.
And Jackie's still in Beanball. No, he finally goes out.
Yep.
What is that? A minute? 2 minutes?
is under
Inside? That's a pretty long time for Jackie, but he's not affected in farm, you know? He's still up there, 19k, sorry, and 18k coming out for MCY. Again, just cautious. It's been so long. You've got an Aeon disc here for Boomy, so he's going to be safe. That should enable our Mirana to line up better shots, get some more control out in the middle of these team fights. MG.Trust, though, they have stalled long enough that we're only 800 gold away from Q's Ags. So you've got to watch out for all of the upgrades here. Just double Ancient Seals, double everything. And once you hit that level 20 count as well, global double of concussive shots. It can be really nice for the Sky once that's up.
Adroit just playing the farm game. Little team fight inside, it seems. And if we're waiting for Q's Aghanim Scepter, you probably should let him farm it. They just...
Yeah.
And then I was about to say, what the hell's the point of it anyway? Just Skyrath Mage. It's not going to do anything. Just get going, I suppose. Boom Bill will be on the front lines with the Infest again. Looks like they have spotted out the Bane. But no, they have gotten the Morph, and that's the big one.
Oh.
That'll be MCY going down. Boom Bell of all people getting the kill streak. So
That's his first kill.
it's his first kill. It's a lot of gold. Masteros, he was left alone. He goes down. He could not kill off CML. Fearless will just zip in and gets put to sleep.
Dire's top
CML surely goes down here, and he does. Just takes a bit of time.
Yeah, but very big trade coming out for MG.Trust, breaking that stalemate, killing off the Morph. The question now is, can they find some lining up for that tier 2 mid? Still have 3 heroes here that might want to go for a defense, and Nico does have Ag, so Rupture charges are up.
They rupture him. He's going to infest and just go away with the siege creep. Just kills off the siege creep, gets the tower. Adroit, they've Moonlight Shadowed up. They're not really going to be able to do anything with it, as their Morphling is still gone for another 15 seconds.
Well, Mike, we've got it though. Ag's up in queue.
Okay.
So he did go for the level 20 Ancient Seal Magic Resist though. So it's not global concussive, it is more burst with the Ancient Seal, which is fair enough. And I think it just gives them options here to really start to lock in the Morphling. You're not kind of conflicted in what to choose. You're going to have a follow-up Silence. It's going to make it harder for a direct find angle. And
Dip in, top lane, Boomy, going to have an Aeon Disc, so he'll be alright. Arrow, nearly not going to land onto Fearless. I'm going to TP out. Fearless is having some major mana issues as well. Just feels like he zips in once and he's just out of mana instantly. He's gonna work towards that Bloodstone. It's like the farming game has been just a little bit slower than you'd expect.
yeah,
They've spent so much time posturing around each other without fighting that they just haven't been farming.
it's kind of devolved now. You've got a 10k lead here on MG.Trust. There's another smoke out from Adroit, 28 to 30. They just need to find an angle. They've got this MKB up on MCY, kind of deal with that halberd evasion. And if you can find the angle, you're looking good, but you have to worry about the Ags and Fearless. That AoE Vortex has been really making a lot of strides here in forcing out these engagements for the side of MG.Trust. We haven't seen the full effects of Nico's Ags. The double ruptures just not lining up just yet. So we'll see. They need to make that investment work. Roche is up. That's going to be the next target, although.
Masaros, hookshot just way off the mark. Boombill trying to go in with this life stealer. CML is going to get caught out. Does go down, but MCY now going to try and fight back. We'll get Boombill. Meanwhile, to the left side, Mac is in danger, but no, kills off Masaros.
Huh.
That's
That
it.
was.
That's
That's not. It's not the result you'd expect if you're MG.Trust.
No.
See Roche now for Adroit. So they're a number up unless you buy back here in Masaros.
And I don't think you want to let this Roshan really go down like this. Fearless going to jump back in, going after the Boomy Piranha, but Clean Strip was there, cancelled off by the hook shot of Boombill. Now the Mystic Flare coming in, and Fearless still trying to bite this one out up against Mac, but they are just looking a bit too tanky. They'll get CML. Masaros is indeed going to buy back and come back in. He's going to be able to pick off Mac and go after Boomy, it looks like, as they do get the Yules off, but he gets Yules back. Won't matter though, they do have the Orchid Silence, and they will get the Marana. Immediate buyback out from Boomy.
No, it's, they don't want to give this Roche away. They need some numbers down. 3 heroes up. They can try to contest, but it's a bit risky. There are refills happening right now, though. Fearless is flying out his Bloodstone, and Q is forced all the way back to lose empty and mana. Not quite the full force here for MG.Trust, but Jackie can really start to rip through. They aren't going to let this go for free, though.
So your Roshan going down. No kind of counterplay. Fearless. Hatch out the Bloodseeker with a great hook shot out from Boombill, and they are going to be able to take him out. You kind of wonder what the point of the buyback from the Marana was. If they weren't going to contest Roshan. Was that just a
I'm not
rage
sure.
buyback?
Maybe to shove out the side lanes, but it is looking like more rage, perhaps. They are going to have at least 3 heroes for 4 heroes for the high ground defense. There's a buyback in the Bloodseeker. Aegis is up on our Jackie, of course, and they have the cheese up in Fearless. So they have a lot of options here, and they're just going to start ripping through.
Fearless jumps in, great Vortex out, but a nice Nightmare save, sort of, onto Mac. He's still going to die, it looks like. Jackie will just focus him down and does take him out. CML trying to get a Fiend Strip off onto the lifesteal and does get one. That'll be the Aegis going down. Now MCY going to try and fight back up against Fearless, but he's going to zip away. They have caught out Jackie, however, but a massive Vortex out. It just doesn't really matter. Where's Masaros?
Blood pushing bot.
Why?
Because he wants to. You know what that reminds me of? Just a bit, Mike.
What's that,
Just
John?
a bit. Reminds me of. Do you remember? Well, it's super old now, but do you remember the old when did EG throw? The last play there was like Jimmy on the opposite side of the map.
Oh, that's a big Vortex into the Mystic Bless, MCY. Alright, the Aghanim Scepter Skyrath Mage works, John. It worked. Masaros going to catch out the Bloodseeker with an Aether Remnant. Q could be in a spot of danger now, but Fearless, another great Vortex out, catching two. Masaros with the Dissimilate. Max still BKB Pop going to make a chase, but now the Ruptures are coming out. Mac really wants that Skyrath, does pick him out. Masaros getting very, very low now. Does die, and even Fearless trying to zip around.
This is a bad spot for MG.Trust, Mike.
They
No
have no
buyback on
buybacks.
their Sky. Yep, no buyback on Masaros.
Do Adroit
They're gonna
realize
lose at
this?
least.
Do they I don't think they realize.
Wow. It's, yeah, no.
Oh boy.
That is not the right play. MG.Trust, they must be laughing. They must be laughing. It's just 3 heroes for the potential high ground, but they don't have MCY. They must not want to buy back, so MG.Trust get to hang on there.
What? I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of fair enough because Fearless and Jackie might actually be able to take them. You don't have MCY around on the Morphling yet, but
Oh boy.
yeah, speaking of Jackie and Fearless, they do kill off Mac. Jackie just rage TPs out.
Yeah, nah. Now it's really dicey for Adroit. Like, they take a tier 2, they don't transition to anything bigger. The respawns are gonna tick in. You don't have Mac. MG.Trust now 14k lead, 35 to 38, and looking at Dota Plus, it's bounced around a bit, but still 67% the way of MG.Trust. You can see that swing. Used to be a bit higher, but it's been back and forth. Adroit now, it's really hanging on MCY. If he gets picked off again, you're not going to have angles anymore.
Fearless. Smoke up. Nico. Zip is gonna be there. They do go straight after the Bloodseeker, it seems. Arrow will be taken by Jackie, but he had the range. It'll be Nico gone. MCY gonna try and fight back here. They do go after Boom Bell, but Masaros just cleans up CML. Burmy being slowed up. Sans is coming out onto MCY, but he's gonna waveform away.
It's a big set of kills. You don't have the Bloodseeker for 90. You will be able to start piercing through the high ground, and Jackie does a lot of damage, so they might be able to get at least one tier 3. I don't know about Arax, considering how hard they've made it here, and you've got so much sustain on MCY. He's got a Satanic up as well. He can just kind of man fight with no issue here.
Masaros is having a look, trying to see if he can pick someone off. Let's have that Aether Remnant build again, by the way.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
Master is just going in and out. And they will find Arax.
Yeah, they do. But now Jackie going to get jumped on. Still a great zip in. Fearless, he got another big Vortex off. Jackie is falling pretty low, however, and does die. He will buy back, TP back down to the outpost. He never got the Infest off. MCY, Fiend's Grip is going to be there. Fearless, that is a big pick off to get, and they do get him. He can buy back, and he does. He's going to make his way back over to the outpost. They want to finish this game right here, right now, and there's no buybacks left. But can they deal with MCY? He is completely strength morphed with 6.5k XP, or HP rather, and there's the Mystic Flares being dropped with the Vortex. This game should be over. So
Yeah,
it's just
it's way too long.
MCY.
Yeah, it's him against the world. He does last. What? Mike, you seen it?
What?
Blink, fearless, fearless, blink, blink, storm, storm,
What?
blink, storm. Yep. He's flying it out.
Jackie gonna go after MCY. Fearless. Blink Storm. Jackie still fighting. Vortex back out onto your Morphling. MCY now falling very, very low. And they do stun him up. MCY just tanking the damage. Why is there a Blink Dagger on Fearless? What's happening?
He runs out of mana. He wants to. He wants to move without mana, I guess.
Oh boy.
Mike, you know, I've seen Refresh Storm, Mike.
Oh,
So, I've seen it all now. I've seen it all.
yeah, we really have, John. Agent under siege. No GG call being made here by Adroit. They're going to fight it out to the last second. And oh, there's your game over.
Boy, Adroit trying to hold out as long as possible. MCY really holding on till the end, but MG.Trust do come out on top. Spectacular performance. A lot of patience throughout the series. You know, they wait out. They don't rush. They try to play the safe game. It pays off in the end. And I guess
What?
I guess Fearless gets to say he ended with a Blink Dagger and Storm in a professional game.
He did. He never really got to use it, but he definitely did. Congratulations to him. I can kind of see why his recalibration didn't work out, John. If he's buying Blink Daggers on Storms. Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight. Of course, we are back for some more Monster Energy Summit 13 tomorrow. We actually have 3 best of 2s instead of 4 best of 2s tomorrow. So a bit of a shorter day, but John, everyone has been asking where Among Us is. They are on tomorrow. So
Oh yeah.
first series of the day, Among Us will be on up against Army G, which is Army Geniuses. Of course, we'll be back for that, John. But for tonight, that'll be it. It is MLP Dota and JohnXFire. We'll see you guys all again tomorrow for some more great SEA Dota. We'll see you then.